What is that?
Shamu.
Michael.
Yes, Michael.
Loosening up my throat.
He's greasing up the pipes.
That was right up my nose.
Michael has got to grease him.
The greasing of the pipes.
We're going to sing a song.
Oh, I can sing high now.
Oh, well, let's check if they're on the YouTube.
It's like a Friesland song. Oh, we are blue and white. Oh, yes, we have hearts in our flag, yes.
God, lady.
We are white, we hate the sun. We have blue and white on our flag with hearts.
I don't know anything about Friesland. Just a bunch of weirdos.
Oh, hey, me pakistra. Hey, prime the tobacco. Get this stinky range out. Get the tobacco poisoning on my hand. Put on the gloves. No problem.
Look it. Okay, yes. No, we are like a minute 14 in. Now people at home are getting their notifications to wake up out of their slumbers.
Are you sleepy?
Are you sleeping? Are you in bed, Andrew?
Ik ben in de hut. Hier komt Santa Claus soon.
Wake up!
Is
Come watch the Dutch Hall.
Oh, ja, is wat beter want come.
Oh, Rude. The Dutch Hall's on. Come.
Ruud Grit.
Hey, Ruud. You hear about Isaac Riba?
Lekker voor prima. Goed, dat krijg ik in de zak.
Oh, my
Santa Claus
God.
could use
Oh, one person's watching.
Hey, we're
Yay! We woke him up. Now we can begin. times 5. What's that?
660.
210. Huh?
You're the two-time President Award
You said 660. You said
260. Not
260? Whatever.
260.
5 years in a row, every Thursday night in a pool shed in Pine Grove, Ontario. There's been a show called Live from the Dutch Hall.
Fuck yeah, there has been.
Broadcasted to the interweb, to the universe, to whoever wants to listen to this shit. And it started out with 2 bumblefucks in a shed with a lawnmower. 5 years later, baby,
The lawnmower's gone.
we are a whole lot of bumblefucks in this shed. So let's celebrate this success. 5 years of having a good time in Pine Grove with our friends, our listeners, the people that have got us here, the people that have had a good time with us.
We love you.
There's only one way to get it started.
How do we do that, Peter?
I find my slap rod only. You just
Find that
say we
shit.
call the theme song. Oh, yeah.
Right on.
What? Wait, let's play it out. Build it in. Build it in. Build it in. Welcome, everybody, to the season 5 finale of Live from the Dutch Hall. We are Canada's only late night talk show and the greatest podcast ever to come out of a pool shed in Pine Grove, Ontario. Bar none. And I believe we are that way because we have the greatest band in Canadian late night history. The Nocturnal Emissions, everyone. Comprised this week of my favorite of all the renditions of the Nocturnal Emissions. Band leader Michael Bow on rhythm and vocal.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
The balls of the Nocturnal Emissions. Whiskey West Hagen. In the corner on lead guitar, that, my friends, is Steve, the reluctant German. And who's that on the skin? That's a percussionist and CRTC required Frenchman. Kev, the French tickler. Belonge, everyone.
Something good.
And behind the bar where you should be, that's our director. And you know what he says? Fuck bartending. I'm hiring the best bartender we've had in quite some time. We're getting back in an old school person. That's part of his job now. He's a what do you call that when you separate the work out? Like, what do you call that?
Disperse.
Disperse. Delegator. He's a delegator. Paul Van Dyke, everyone. Beside him, that guy I was just talking about. That's an old friend of the show. That's Jamie Barney Barham. Hey, and there's the thief. Whoa. Sitting in the co-host chair tonight. Don't forget the co-host of this program. This is a man that's been upgraded from bartender. Those people are scum and shit. This guy's in the co-host chair. This is Derek the Beaver Van Houten, everybody. And now it's the host of this show. It's your two-time President's Club Award winner. It's Stephen. let your hair down, Kev.
5 years.
5 years. 5 years, everybody. Thank you very much for tuning in to Live from the Dutch Hall. There's 3 people watching live on YouTube. And you know what those 3 people are? Cheers. They're gems. They're diamonds in the rough. You are my 3 favorite people in the whole entire world right now because we're celebrating 5 years of Live from the Dutch Hall. 5 years, and what I've managed to gather is these 3 people right here. These 3 people right here. I love you. And because of my attachment with these 3 people watching on YouTube Live right now, this is why I continue to do it week after week. This is why I purchased an entire church.
You always have one. You always have at least one.
What? Yeah, I have to have at least one.
We get it going.
When I have to, if we sit here on YouTube Live and we never get to that first person watching, we will just never ever do a show again.
We don't start.
That's how we know we're done. That's how we know we're canceled. Is when nobody wants to watch it anymore. But 5 years ago, nobody would ever want to watch a thing that they never thought of because it didn't exist.
Right.
Right. And then I got a heater in my Dutch Hall. And the only reason I called my pool shed, which used to house an actual motor for my pool,
pool pump and motor,
a pool pump, a motor, lawnmower. When I bought when I toured this house to buy it, in here they had like a big it was like a planter, a big planter box with like cigarette butts in it because this is the only place that they would just like. Come in here and like they had an old planter box, and then we're like, where do we butt out our cigarettes? You just put it in there.
In the planter box.
This was a piece of shit shed, just for the motor, so it didn't get like rusty in the winter or whatever the fuck happens to motors outside. I don't know, but I'm gonna find out because I put it outside. That thing was too loud for our show. That's why.
Just taking up too much space.
Yeah, that motor had nothing to do with this fucking show. I tell you that. It was only a hindrance. One year we did this program. And my pool turned really green because we had we did long shows that year. I think when we started, we were going for an hour, and then there was a period where we were Joe Roganing it up, where we were going like 3 hours
or
like,
whatever,
long term. Like, how long you want to go? Let's start early and just chat. But there was no musical component to it,
right?
And there's a lot less people that I would consider the cast of the show at that time. It was just basically people that would come in as guests.
One-on-one.
And you would try a lot of one-on-ones, and then it became like, one-on-ones, plus I needed some guy to play guitar. So it would be either Charters or you or Mike, or it would be...
whoever would come in and that's musically talented.
Yeah. Otherwise, I didn't care because I had an iPad with a soundboard on it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Cheeky baby.
Yeah. Oh, fuck, I wish... maybe next week... We'll get it all Cheeky Baby and
we worked
Jake
hard for that. We worked hard for that.
Yeah, we got it. Yeah, exactly. We had the Iron Sheik. It got to be our all-time greatest guest of Live from the Dutch Hall, right?
No question.
No question. If you haven't listened to Iron Sheik versus the Dutch Hall, it's one of my favorite episodes. It's got to be my favorite episode of all times.
He's like a Dutch Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame for sure. He's our favorite guest. Mike got him to sign something. He had to hold his hand and like force him to write it because he was falling asleep. He was like an old man and Mike's like
he needed a nap.
The guy had just been through hell. He watched a movie where he had to relive the death of his own daughter.
Yeah, he was crying. He was shaking.
Yeah,
he's the only guy I know in the world that has worse penmanship than I do.
Yeah, he's like he was so sweet though, like asking how to be accommodating to us, like even when I asked him to do the promo for Charters, I was asking him. I said, because you don't get any prep. They told me and Michael, this is our film crew at the time. This is me and Michael are like we had 2 guys raised on a tobacco farm. That know shit about shit, right? We know nothing about nothing.
We're good at stirring shit, though.
Somehow we made a podcast in a shed where we have no skills. Like, I've come to find out that people spend money to go to school to learn stuff about this industry, and I did not.
No, put yourself out there.
And you did not either.
0.
Right? Steve did. Right? You did, right? You invested money in this.
What an idiot.
Yeah. We do it for nothing, dummy. No, I'm just kidding.
They can't teach you how to drink. We just teach ourselves how to drink.
But I'm saying that we didn't know what we were doing at all.
No.
And we got the opportunity that someone said, would you like to interview the Iron Sheik? And we're like, oh, fuck yeah.
Our second
who are you
thing,
with?
Wrestling.
They asked us who you're with because what was that fucking guy's name that was there? Used to be on MTV.
Oh, Bill Wilishka.
Bill Wilishka. Oh. Who you with? What channel? And we're like Dutch Hall.
Live from the Dutch Hall.
Dutch Hall. That's who we're with.
Yeah, and we said that we go, we're a Canadian podcast, and he was like, oh, podcast, and then he like laughs us off.
Oh yeah, he did.
Right? He laughs us off like we're bullshit. Bill Walishka.
Yeah.
What a fucking douche, eh?
Loser.
And then we go to watch the interviews. Like there's all the people like us that are lined up to do the interviews. And then we totally get what Bill Walishka's talking about because like all the podcasters that are going up are like complete idiots.
They're the worst. Yeah.
They're
it's
the
like
absolute
Comic-Con.
Yeah, it's like the absolute worst. One guy was just trying to pretend he was like Ric Flair or something, and
Yeah, he wore like a whole outfit, and just it was embarrassing.
And the Iron Sheik like took him and then just like fucking broke him down and like made it like totally shook his confidence. Like he couldn't commit to the bit anymore because the Iron Sheik just fucking like didn't want to play his game.
Yeah, because he's actually a real human being. That's nice.
Yeah, and he was trying to say like, listen, I've won like awards for my talent. It used to be the bodyguard for the Sheik of Iran or whatever.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I was the champion of the OUAA wrestling.
Gold
you know?
medal.
He told every one of those fucking people before I went up that was what he did, and they were trying to like play games with him and make him be a fool for him, right? And I was like, no, we can't do that to the Sheik, man.
Respect the Sheik.
You got to respect the Sheik. So the first part of the interview, all respect. They just going through his resume. We're like
His accolades. We read about it on the way there. We actually studied them.
Yeah,
on the
we
drive.
studied him on the drive
Because we respect him.
and we were like, we got to make sure we. And then once we heard him like trying to tell these people his credentials, I'm like, oh, I have to go that way in the interview because he's proud of this. This is what he wants to communicate to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
It's clear what he wants to get across to the media is that he's not a joke, that he's a proud man that's accomplished at what he does, you know? So I'm like...
So he embraced you then? Because
Oh, yeah, we played into what he wanted us to communicate. So we gave him what he wanted, and then we asked him for a favor. So,
Just at the end.
Yeah, so he's going, Mr.
Nice sneak in there.
Because you know when he goes, what's your name?
Yeah. Say it again, he said. Say it again.
But no. Before that, when he was just like, I was asking him questions, and I said, "Didn't you work with Ivan Putski?" And he go, "Oh, Polish Power." I'm like, "Oh yeah, my buddy's a Polak like Ivan Putski."
Yeah.
Oh, Polish Power, you know. And then when I was talking to him, he was like, when he started to realize I was respecting his credentials, he then asked me what my name was.
Right.
And he said, "Oh, Mr. Peter."
Mr. Peter, yeah.
You
can hear it on
You're
there.
an intelligent man, or whatever. That's what he said to me in the interview. If you go to YouTube, you can still see this.
Right.
With the Iron Sheik, and then and that was when I knew I could ask him a favor because he realized like he was complimenting me that I was respecting like what he was about, and now I'm like, can I ask you a favor? My buddy Dave Charters was because I'm honestly the show at that time, Mike. It was me, you, and Charters, really. Paul, were you even involved then?
No, not in
Yeah, it was just me, you, and Charters at that time, right? So it was like basically Pete's the host of the show, and the Nocturnal Emissions are Dave and Mike.
The OGs.
Yeah, and so I was just like, like we got an opportunity to interview the Iron Sheik, us three guys who are all just retards, or sorry, I shouldn't say that, all mentally handicapped, because then if I say that or like whatever the proper thing is. Then that's cool.
Whatever it is.
No, it's
true.
not cool. It's making that bad too. Dummies. Anyways, we're all stupid.
Dummies.
Dummies. You can't call them dummies either.
We're boneheads.
Waterheads. Is that what you said?
Sure.
No. so we go. We go to
Kingston town.
Kingston, right? I say to Michael, I go, Michael, we have an opportunity of a lifetime interview, like a WWE great. This guy was a champion.
Legend.
He got it off Bob Backlund. He passed it on to Hulk Hogan. Like, this is a man of
Made Hulk
history.
Hogan's career.
Oh, and you think he would really lose to Hulk Hogan in a real fight?
No, he'd kill him.
He would kill him. He wanted to make sure that was clear, too, eh?
100 times.
100 times he told you, I'll fucking kill Hogan if me and him actually got into
Yeah,
it.
he's
Even now,
lucky.
I can't even use my legs. I'd kill him with my fucking teeth. Hogan's a pussy, man. He's just a fucking bodybuilder, and he likes to tan in his fucking Speedo.
Yeah, that's
I'm a
basically what he
fucking-
said.
Killer, man. I'll
Yeah.
poke your fucking eyes out. Like, that's what I mean. Sheik was, I wouldn't mess with him even now. They showed him with his legs all fucked up, pressing like huge weights.
Oh,
and
he's
stuff.
insane. He's barrel chested.
Yeah.
Just abnormal strength.
Anyways, but then I
Gorilla
said,
strength.
when I asked him for the favor, I said to him, my buddy Dave, we gave him the opportunity to come meet the Sheik, and he couldn't make it. You know, he pussed out for some reason, right? Me and you, Michael, on the way up there, we're like, what the hell's Char's problem, right? Weren't we saying that?
Some sort of Polish loser.
Like, what is this? Like 4 kids, and all of a sudden you can't go up and have have fun, you know, like
Just a getaway. Come
oh,
on,
you have a
Dave.
job. I have a family. I have life commitments. Like, yeah, they're all temporary, dude. Iron Sheik's like fucking
Forever.
once in a lifetime, and you get it forever, man. That story. Me and Michael got those stories forever. We got hotel stories. We have fucking bar stories. We have interview stories, and then we have the movie stories.
Yeah.
And then we have the meet and greet afterwards stories, and then we have the
Our night out stories.
the night out stories, and then the next day.
Morning even, yeah.
Ah, man. Charters, you idiot. You imbecile. You fool. You absolute, what do you call him? Nincompoop?
There you go.
Yeah, nincompoop. You missed out on a great opportunity there, Charters. So I told the Sheik about this, about how Charters was such a fool. And I said, can you cut a promo on him so that we can really make him feel bad about himself? And he goes, what's his name?
Say his name again.
What's his?
Dave.
Burford.
Where is he from?
Dave Burford.
Dave Burford Rooster. Whatever the fuck your name is.
Go fuck yourself.
It was the best.
It was the
I
best.
almost pissed my pants when he said it. I was holding my phone videoing it, and I almost dropped it. I was laughing so hard.
And the thing is that our whole audio, which was the purpose of the show at the time, was on a Zoom recorder into 2 microphones, one for me, one for the Sheik, that were delicately set up. We had the most elaborate setup of all these idiots that were going up.
We were all set up.
And with a Zoom recorder, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to hit it once and then twice to go, right? I hit it the once.
Fucking stupid.
Thank God.
Record. Yeah.
Yeah, once I thought was record, it was red. But no, it was red
Not good.
flashing, not red solid. You just fucking lost everything, you dummy. And then I'm like, can we get another one with the Sheik? And they're like, no, you can't.
Oh, this is after you realized.
You were the last one
iPhone
we even
saved.
let, because Live from the Dutch Hall didn't really mean a lot to us. I don't know if you know that. But in Kingston, there was like 2 people here that listened to it.
We were frowned upon.
It was the kosher pork chop and the guy that knew the Sheik there. Those are the 2 people that listened to the show.
So the only audio you
Two's
had
not
was
enough to
Bose's
get you
phone.
in at all. We were nice to let you in, and then you fucked it up, so it's your own problem. And then Michael said, I have it on my cell phone still, and then we fucking massaged that audio to get it up.
Yep.
And we really tried to make it work, and I think it did. It gave us a big boost.
Better than nothing. Memories.
Yeah, and that was during the Dean Rainey times, because we ended up putting that on one of the early YouTube
Oh yeah,
shows.
we did. The Dean Rainey times. Those were different times in here.
Fucking not smoking cigarettes.
Yeah, this was
Yeah,
the
we
thing
had to
about-
drink in plastic cups
Yeah.
too.
Not allowed to drink
Yeah.
or smoke cigarettes.
You couldn't show the Bud Light label because they know you're drinking Bud Light. I'm like, well, I am drinking Bud Light. So what the fuck? I don't care that they know I'm drinking Bud Light. I am drinking Bud Light. And then I go, and then he said, you can't smoke cigarettes because my equipment is precious. And I'm like, but I do it in my pool shed, and my fucking freedom is precious, you know? Like, my freedom is precious. But I gave it up. I sold out like a fucking whore to the man so I could get Eastlink TV.
Yeah.
It wasn't a wise choice. So anyways, after a while, we realized that I was not interested in the TV world.
Too many rules.
I still am not interested in the TV world at all. But this is the world I'm interested in for Live from the Dutch Hall. I want to be in the free world, which is the internet as far as I'm concerned. Everyone watches live streaming anyways, YouTube. And I watch YouTube more than I watch TV already. And my kids don't even know TV exists.
No. 'Cause
It's
you
like,
can just pick on YouTube what you want to watch.
yeah, you can control your own enjoyment. You don't have to watch like what your parents like. You know, and so like it's a really that's the real world that we're gonna live in forever. It's not we're gonna go back.
It's not going back.
So like TV's gonna die. Even at the Emmys this year, they said like they were making jokes about TV just being dead, like it's not even a real thing anymore. And now Netflix has won some TV awards, right?
Okay.
I think they did. And then they're trying to get Oscars, but they have to put it in a bullshit theater for a bit in order for it to qualify for
Yeah,
an
that's
Oscar.
that's what's crazy. Is like how do you? It's like they're gonna have to switch the awards.
I don't even get that. Like, if you make a movie and you put it on Netflix and it never goes in a theater, isn't that a
But it's a huge success. Who cares?
yeah? Like that Coen Brothers movie that was just out that fucked me over. It's still to this day. Is that have you seen it, Mike?
So good.
Charles watched
I have
it on,
not seen it. No.
Charles watched it on the plane, and I watched it over his shoulder, like coming back from Nashville. I was watching over his shoulder when he watched the part that really screwed my brain up, and I wanted to watch his face. Stone cold. He's evil. He's cold on the inside.
Didn't even affect him, eh?
I go, Charters, did you see that coming? He goes, no, I didn't see it coming at all because they distracted me with this. I'm like, you're a fucking robot, man. Like, you don't have feelings for that person that horrible thing happened to. I said, you just look at it like a story twist, you cold motherfucker.
Cold, Polish-hearted bastard.
Yeah. You know Char's success? You know how rich he is? Do you know how rich Char's is?
He's like Scrooge McDuck, isn't he?
Yeah.
So
I
has
bet you're
some
right.
vault with a whole bunch of gold coins in it.
Yeah, that's exactly why he's not here tonight.
He's in his coins?
He said, I need to go for a coin swim.
Oh, in his Speedo.
I need to relax in my vat of coins.
DuckTales. Woo.
He is Scrooge McDuck.
He just jumps off that platform right in.
His dumb mustache looks like a duck bell because it's orange, okay? Like a duck bell, like his whole beard. Because he calls it a beard, but the stuff on his cheeks is just like not noticeable. You can't
there's
see
nothing
it.
in between.
He's got some on his chin that's kind of like
He's like a permanent
the
Zorro.
bottom of the bell. Yeah.
Permanent Zorro.
I don't understand why people like him. You know, he's my best friend, and that's the truth. He's my best friend in the world, but I don't understand why people like him. You don't know him as long as me. You just met him like through me, right?
Right. But I love him.
Why?
I don't know.
There's something lovable
I
about
love
him.
his
My wife says it too. She
I
says
love his
she loves him.
program. He's just an easily likable person.
Yeah, that's weird to me. He drives me the most crazy of anyone. You know what? He treats me like his kids or his employees. It must be one or the other. And I won't be either of them for him, eh? So I like always rebel. I'm like, I do the opposite. Like if I was his kid, I'd be his worst kid. Because if you're going to talk to me like a kid, I'm like, fuck, I'll be your kid, but I'm going to be the worst kid you ever dreamed of having. I'm Rosemary's fucking baby. And then if you want to treat me like one of your employees, Charters, or one of your underlings in your fucking high horse master of industry that you live in, you successful motherfucker. You know, Charters has got a little bit of like, you know what he is in his master of industry's workplace? You ever watch Old School?
Yep.
Love
that movie.
You know when Luke Wilson goes to the photocopy room and Artie Lang's in there with that.
I need this.
I need this. There's people at his place of business, at Charters' place of business.
They go to Charters.
That will find out, like they'll find the Nocturnal Emissions Facebook page, take a picture of Charters, like a cartoon image that I've made with a filter or whatever to make it look like his big Polish mustache face or whatever, and they'll go like, I know what's going on. You're the coolest. You know, like kind of like it's the same
Fight
thing.
Club.
Like let me in.
Let me into this.
I'm gonna ruin your shit. And Charles is just like, don't fuck my shit up, dude.
I don't know what you're talking about, man.
I got the Dutch Hall. I don't know what you're talking about. It's none of your fucking concern.
Stay out of this.
It's like Fight Club.
I am Dave, the master of industry, and you will respect me as Mr. Charters. Don't fucking. I am not the rooster.
Don't fuck
with
my shit.
Man.
I'm not the rooster.
When I'm in the Dutch Hall, I'm the rooster.
When I'm at work, I'm D Charters, master of industry.
Yeah, I'm D Charters, master of industry. Here, I'm the rooster. Wearing a cock hat. Look at me wearing a tracksuit with a fucking gold chain and no shirt underneath. Tied my Polish chest hair. Ugh.
That was something.
Gross.
Classic.
You know what we should do?
You just gave him a big compliment, and you said you don't understand.
What do you mean?
Charters.
What a compliment did I give him?
You more or less said he's like the man.
Oh, because he's so gross?
No, because like people come to him at work and say,
Yeah, that's true. Because he's successful at work, though.
yeah. So like people want to be Charters is what you just more or less said.
Yeah, but not me. Those people that want to be Charters are idiots.
You're like
Co-host is questioning you, Peter.
Putting you on the spot.
No, seriously, if
trying
there's
to lighten
a
the
bunch of
scenario.
stupid people that want to be like Charters, like you go like, okay, like that's great, live your life looking up to Charters, but I know the guy and he's fucking terrible.
but you love him.
Yeah, I do love him. I
Yeah.
don't know why.
We all have one of them.
I think I like his family and stuff. I think I like a Charters family more than Charters, and I just don't want to give up on his family. His mom and dad are the best.
Posey, I agree with you. Everybody's got their one friend.
Yeah,
where
I got one of those.
They can't understand.
Can't quit him.
No, you can't give up on them.
It's like the Brokeback Mountain thing without the butt fucking.
Yes. Yes, without that.
Without the butt fucking.
Definitely without that.
Yeah.
And if they weren't part of your life, you'd be missing out On,
With
a,
me
on
and-
a lot of stories.
Yeah. Charles married my
And the
cousin,
scenarios.
which was I think was a dirty, underhanded move, but it did lock him into my life forever. You know, because I'd never ever lose like a relationship with my cousins. You know, they're the best. By the way, Craig Franklin, this feedback we got feedback is dedicated to your new baby.
Colton.
Colton, that's here.
Atta boy,
for Craig
Gregor and
Franklin,
Darb.
baby.
Atta girl, Darb.
What you've done is you made the Van Dyke family bigger, and this will help if you ever have an event where you just think, you know what, my friends and family are boring, and I don't enjoy my spare time with them. It seems when I have an opportunity to spend a joyous occasion with them, it ends up being a boring nightmare, and I would like to change that. And all it's going to cost you is $100 a cold hard cash, and now Colton will be alongside potentially between 5 and 29 Van Dyke first cousins in bright yellow jackets to make your special event the time of your life.
Yeah.
Hey, did I mention you're going to have to pay for all of our expenses, and they will be dear? But if you're not 100% satisfied, we're going to give you back that $100. But those expenses run through our body and potentially yours. Van Dyke Party Services,
Don't live your life in regret.
brought to you by our good friends at Clean Flow. Clean Flow.
Hey, Clean Flow, what up? What up, Clean
You
Flow?
re-upped, and we love you.
Oh, yes, we love you.
Yes, because money is fantastic because it
Money,
allows
money,
us
money,
to do things.
money.
Amazon, you know, Christmas season is upon us. Go to the Live from the Dutch Hall website and click on our Amazon banners. If you don't see them, it's because your ad blockers are on. Shut them off. Click on the ad blockers, and you can do all your Christmas shopping, and some of that money will come back and help the Dutch Hall, and not help that bald motherfucker.
Oh, help the Dutch Hall. That bald motherfucker's already rich.
He's rich.
Yeah.
He's the richest guy I know.
Yeah.
I don't even know him, but I've heard
He's
of him.
pretty fucking rich.
He's rich. You know who's not that rich? Us.
Yeah, we could.
The
You
Dutch
should
Hall.
remind him that you were there in the beginning when he
Who?
was not.
Baldy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was.
You were
Dut-
there right in the beginning.
Hey, remember Amazon owner 5 years ago? I think I made you. Live from the Dutch Hall. 60,000 Podbean downloads.
You contributed. You contributed.
You're goddamn right I did, Beaver. I must have got 5 or 6 checks over the last 5 years.
You should
From those motherfuckers.
try and see if you can if he's ready to float some shares over.
Nah, you know what? I don't appreciate his whole business sign. You know, I'm going to tell the Amazon people, you know what? Go fuck yourself. I'm making money, cake off of you, and you can't even stop me, motherfuckers.
We found the wormhole.
Yeah.
Suck it.
Yeah, we don't even like you. We're just using you because you got great deals and shit. And then
Deliver that to our fucking houses.
and then we're gonna give
All the way
like
from China.
6% to this bullshit show that talks about dicks and then drinks a lot of booze on a Thursday.
Sucking our Chinese nuts.
Yeah, that's right. Anyways, is that it for sponsors? No, we got one more. Norpac.
The beef people.
The beef.
Oh, that's it. That's all you get. Because we have still to send them their re-up. It might just be pepperettes this time. I don't know.
I'll be having a visit with Norpac here in the near future. Perhaps I can persuade them.
Oh, we're gonna have to get a real sales meeting to really twist that guy's arm
Mm-hmm.
to help making us fucking rich.
We could use a box of steaks. Box of steaks.
Beef, your co-host. I like it.
What Beef's hired for is just to do exactly that.
Awesome
Beef,
steaks.
get free shit for us right now. What else can you get?
I could take
Go
a
on this cheese lady.
bag of beef jerky from Norpac would be great.
You know the cheese lady tells us every
Cheese
week.
lady, I'll take a nice tray.
Yeah. You just take it all. This is the Christmas season, though, people. The Christmas season is upon us. And the first ever Live from the Dutch Hall listener has given us our first Christmas gift.
Season of giving.
Season of giving. Remember last year when we had all those Christmas gifts? How
Yeah.
fantastic
I
it
see
was?
my chocolate over there.
From our listener. We have 1-year-old chocolates.
Oh, it's my chocolate.
Yeah, that's from
Mine's not there.
Oh, Paul's is the only one eaten. Because
Why the fuck would you eat it?
it was a sentimental thing, I thought. I thought it was more to signify all of us. I couldn't bear to break us up. Paul ate it immediately.
I was staring him in the eye.
When I see those chocolate letters, I feel like I'm at Christmas with my family.
Oh, gosh, it's good.
Yeah.
Ich bin hit.
You always got the chocolate letter, but
Yeah.
but they never had a D, so I always got like fucking Z or something.
Really? No
Nah.
D's?
No D.
If they didn't have a D, you get a B and you break it in half. What's your brother's name?
I never ate it. Anyways.
What's your brother's name?
Kyle.
BK. You would have to get K is. Could they get Ks?
Well, they were real worried that I didn't get a D, but I didn't give a fuck.
It sounds like you didn't get a dick, eh? That's how people
That
say
sounded
dick
terrible,
when they
yeah.
don't want to say it.
Didn't
They're
get a
like,
D.
sounds
I
like it
did-
didn't
yeah,
get my D.
Didn't get my
Every
D.
Christmas I want to get a D.
Yeah.
Did you get a tangerine though?
Chocolate D would be the best.
No, I never.
I get a
Rid of my ass.
nice
It's
tangerine.
black.
nice tangerine.
Nice tangerine in the bottom of your stocking. What a treat! It's like
Did
brown.
you get
and
a tangerine in the toe?
moldy. Yeah, right in the toe.
Right in the toe?
Tough
that's
toe on
nice.
it.
Hey, I didn't get coal. I got an old fruit.
Yeah, I got that fruit. Oh yes, your fruit.
Those are the ones you could regift because if you didn't get your own letter, your name, you weren't regifting because it was like, oh, I went and bought this for you.
Yeah.
A nice chocolate letter.
Like chocolate Zed.
I would ask for
Yeah.
How many people do you know? Zed?
if you get a slingshot and you put the tangerine in the slingshot and you fire it against like
Right
an
at
old
your
ball
sisters.
kill. Or your sisters.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what makes Christmas fun. You just need an accompanying gift with a tangerine, like to make it a game.
It
you
can
know?
be useful.
Yeah. That's the only thing.
Mini stick puck, like the ball. the
Yeah,
mini
yeah.
stick. It
High
works.
lie?
Yeah.
You ever play high lie, Michael?
No, I have not played.
Oh, go to
High Lie.
Florida, play some high lie, live a life.
What?
What is your problem, man?
What is high lie?
Fling a fucking rubber ball against the wall, see how fast it goes, see if this dipshit over here can catch it or whatever the fuck they do, and then the other people bet on it.
What?
Great fun. You get drunk, you bet. You don't know what the fuck's going on. They're whipping balls hard at the wall. You never been to a highlight game?
No, I have not.
Yeah, that's
Fucking
when they.
live a life,
Is that,
Michael.
is that when they're using the big hook to friggin' sling?
Yeah, it's like a
sling?
hook. You ever watch the beginning
Yeah.
of Miami Vice? They
People-
show a little clip of
Hey,
it.
people like hurt themselves bad. Like they're
Yeah, the
launching
ball's
them,
going super fast.
like 100 mile an hour.
It's one of those fucking boomerang
Yeah,
fucking hook things.
hook things. Yeah,
And they like flip it. You never seen highlight?
No, I have
it's
not.
dangerous.
go look
sport.
up highlight.
Dangerous sport.
That ball's whizzing right at you.
People have died.
Beaver knows all about it. You ever bet on it?
I have never bet on it, but I just was in
bet on the Cuban, man.
I was in awe in the highlights. Like they're showing people almost dying and shit.
I'd bet on the Cuban. That's a
The
tip.
Cuban?
Inside tip.
Is it their sport? I thought of that Cuban. Yeah, well, I guess.
Beer Lanch.
I guess what are the
Sorry, Wes.
sport are they into?
Beer land.
You ever been to a greyhound race?
A nice rabbit race.
You ever been to a
Chase a rabbit?
cockfight?
Nope.
You ever been to a donkey masturbation? In Tijuana?
Nope.
Lots of things to do in life, beef.
I have been to a cockfight.
You where?
Dominican Republic.
Was it cool?
Really? Are you serious?
Yeah, it was fucking awesome.
That's nice.
Do
you-
tell about it. How did
did
you
you-
even
Well, we
learn
went on
about
this
it?
tour.
Did you bet?
And it was like a coffee tour where they take you to like the waterfalls and all. that
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
The
Yeah.
bean plantation.
Little did we
and
know.
stuff?
Yeah. Little did we know cockfight.
Cool.
Really?
Yeah, it was awesome.
And they
just
brought you to it,
yeah,
or
they
did
just
you?
showed us it. Like
Yeah?
it was nothing. I thought it was like, is this okay? Maybe it is there. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's pretty fucking awesome.
So how'd it go down? How'd it go down?
That was a mild fight, the one we saw. It wasn't like they're killing me.
Did it die?
No, they just pecked each
Hey,
other.
how do they
Then
crank-
they just grabbed him and took
How do
him
they
out of
crank
there.
them up? Like get them all excited to
Well,
fucking.
they're all
kill each other?
fucking wound up
Oh,
when they get in there.
I thought they put razor blades on their wings and just let them.
Yeah, the
Yeah, I don't think that's the one I saw. I saw like the mild version.
Oh yeah. Is that what Michael Vick did with his dogs too?
Yeah.
Made them razor blade fight? Because I think that's cool for any animal. They just fucking tie razor blades. They don't know what they're doing. Then you see them fight normal, and they're like, "I'm just trying to catch a mouse," and I
I
saw
think
its
that would
head off.
only be cool with squirrels.
Uh-huh.
I think that would only be cool with squirrels, just because it's kind of a matching height, like the size with a razor blade squirrel.
You ever tried catching one of them
brutal.
fucking things?
Fuck no.
Oh.
Fuck no.
Let alone
I'm
get
gonna
a
leave that
razor.
job to somebody else.
Yeah, let alone get
I
a
know a
razor
guy-
blade on her.
I know a guy my age in Waterford, and his kid got into hunting, but much on his own. Like he just was like an enthusiast, you know.
Loves hunting.
Started hunting squirrel in Waterford and barbecuing it up for the family. Like a
Rotisserie?
14, 15-year-old kid would just like cook up, kill a squirrel with his like little like pellet gun or whatever, and then like cook it up. And it was apparently delicious.
Squirrel balls?
Squirrel tastes like pork.
Yeah, in Dynasty, they're all about squirrel balls.
Dynasty, is it? Are you watching the new Dynasty?
No, like back in like 5 years
Linda
ago.
Evans?
Like Duck Dynasty back in the day. They're
Oh,
all
Duck
about,
Dynasty.
Duck Dynasty.
That's all
That's a different
different.
kind of dynasty.
Duck Dynasty. They're all about squirrel balls. I don't know if that's a thing you eat, but
Probably.
Can't be too
Yeah.
big.
yeah, it can't be. You need
Beaver,
a,
would
you need a
you
lot of
eat?
squirrels.
Would you eat balls?
No.
Even if it was like they said, these are bull testicles. They're a delicacy. We have them like marinated in paprika.
There's a lot of people eating some random shit. I'm just
Probably good.
Well, my wife could have cooked it already for me. I wouldn't have known.
Oh, just don't tell me they're balls.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what's on the plate, so.
Would you would you eat a helmet?
The helmet? No.
Would you eat a helmet of a cock?
Nah.
No.
Yeah,
It's the softest piece.
Yeah. Why is it so tender?
This melts in your mouth. You ever try
Just put it on the tip of your tongue.
Yeah.
the helmet? I went to a Vietnamese place in Tilsonburg, and I
You're gonna
got
tell us how you ate some balls?
and I got the one that was the most like gross on the menu. I go like, give me the what was it called? Specialty? No, but it was called like the specialty order, specialty pho or something. Like it was off. It was kind of like this is only for the
Like you had
people.
to sign a non-disclosure before you ate it?
Yeah, I wanted the weirdest thing on the menu, so I go like, I'll take that one, and it come with tripe, and what they call beef tips or whatever, but it was like tongue and cheek and all that stuff in the soup.
Cattle tongue. A lot of people eat cattle tongue.
It was the best thing I ever ate in my whole life. It was so good. Like the tripe, which is like a gland or
Yeah,
whatever.
what's that? Gland? Oh,
It's like a gland.
never thought to eat that. But
It tastes like pure fat and it's delicious. It's like bacon. You ever go to that taco truck in Simcoe during the summer?
Nope.
You got to go to that one on
The Mexican
Thursdays,
hut?
Fridays.
The
That
Mexican
Mexican truck. They got like pork rind tacos.
you got to go Thursday probably because Friday would just be jammed.
You go early, you can beat them there.
You got to get them. You got to go there at like 2:00.
And they have a Canadian line too.
There's the offshore line.
Yeah, you don't get as good.
Yeah. You get the seconds.
They'll put like mayonnaise on it for you. No, that guy's a white guy from Mexico too that cooks in that truck.
Really?
Yeah, which you don't think
white
about.
guy from Mexico.
Yeah, a white guy from Mexico. He's totally Mexican. Like he's got a thick Mexican accent, and he's like totally Mexican. But he's like a white guy from Mexico.
Okay.
You just don't think of it because you always think about Mexican guys from Mexico, like the Spanish-looking ones or the half Spanish, half native ones. You know,
It's like a tanned African American.
but there's white people, there's black people, there's Asian people. You know, they're all in
Just
Mexico
like any other country.
because it's a country. Yeah. Because it's a whole diverse area of land where people from all over live.
okay.
But you don't think that because we just
No.
think of the
Go figure.
standard thing. Because you think like
You
think
of
about
border jumping and who's coming over the fence and
well, you think about Canada, for example. We think multicultural, right?
right.
Now think about Germany.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, we
What do you think about? You don't think multicultural.
No, you don't. You
but
just
they're
think
the
Germans.
most multicultural country in Europe, I think.
Football team is full of soccer.
Yeah, but keyword in Europe, not like we're more multicultural than they are, right?
I don't know if anymore. They have probably more from the Middle East. They just took 1 million on
Yeah, it's true.
in Germany. They're not Hitler's dream anymore, is what I'm saying. They're Hitler's nightmare.
He'd be rolling in his grave.
Oh yeah, too many Zwarta on the football club, right?
Football team is full of soccer.
Yeah. Which I say is like, you know what? Good on you, Hitler. You really up your ass. Suck my
it.
balls, Hitler. But they're still a good soccer team.
Oh yeah, they're damn good. They're not winning, but
Yeah. I hope Holland's back. What do you think?
they're back.
Got a couple more?
Back in it, baby.
Hey, the Holland ladies or the women are in
The women are good and the men
yeah.
are coming back around. We're back in
Yeah.
it, baby.
yeah.
We're back in it. Fuck you, Belgium. We're coming at you.
You know what, Belgium? You had your time, and I can't wait to fucking cripple you. Because I have not been able to wear my orange jersey in public for quite some time, probably like 4 years now.
Yeah, we got what are we in now? 18? So
Maybe
2
even
more
6
years.
years.
2 more years.
Then when I wear that orange jersey again, we're coming after all you motherfuckers.
Yep.
And now we're going to have a whole hall in Delhi, Ontario, and you'll have nothing you can do about it.
Peter,
Anyways, we were talking about Christmas. We're in feedback. We got feedback. And we have to talk about Christmas. We got a Christmas gift from our good super fan, Bruce Feltry. Dropped off a package to our good friend, the French Tickler here. And I thought it was just a package, so I unwrapped it. It turned out it was like a very nice gift of craft brews for us. I put it in the fridge at the
Whoa.
church,
Nice.
so it's available for any of us to share. And then he sent me a follow-up email on the letter that he gave me with the gift. And I did not know there was a letter at all. I had no idea about the letter. So I checked my garbage can, in the wrapping paper, and sure as shit, there was a letter in there. Not only a letter, but a generous donation to the cause.
So good catch.
As far as sponsorship for Victoria Elder Care, give a shout out to Victoria Elder Care in Simcoe, Ontario. And then we got. So I'm looking at the letter. The letter was fine. It was a nice thing. He really likes the dynamic between Charters and myself as a master industry and what he called the man-child, Pete Van Dyke, right? And which I thought was a good dynamic to pick up on, because Charters is like the opposite of me, right? How can he even be my friend when he thinks that way? You know what I mean? Like he's like there was a time where we both worked kind of like corporate jobs, and we were like comparing notes. And I thought we were kind of on the same page, and then now I'm like, no, he's way different. Like he's like still doing that shit. It doesn't make any sense to me anymore. By the way, I'm gonna burn bridges whenever we want. If you ever say, Pete, we need something to do, just say, hey, why don't you burn those bridges? And I'll burn the bridges between every company I ever worked for. I can't wait to fucking do it.
It's your new thing?
No, whenever I can do it, like I'll trash my companies I worked for so they'll never hire me back again. I really want to do it in order to like make sure that I have to succeed at the new project.
Right.
Because I have no backup
You can't
plan.
go back. So in the 6th year, it's
No,
all
now.
about burning. Yeah, right. Like now when we turn the page, it's all about burning bridges.
Oh, you want to do it for next week's show for the season 6 finale?
I say you burn your first bridge.
I'm going to build a bridge and burn it.
Burn the shit out of it.
Either at the end of the show or at the beginning of the show, we're going to burn that fucking bridge.
There you go. And
I'm also going to tell some stories about, I can talk about Norfolk Co-op. I can also talk about, because they don't exist anymore. I can talk about Farm Credit Canada. I can talk about CIBC, and I can talk about Royal Bank of Canada. Huh. So I can really throw shit at all three of those places.
Got some options.
Yeah. Reluctantly to Farm Credit, which is my favorite of the three. Just to give a little shout out to Farm Credit. But I will definitely burn the bridges for all 4 of those fucking places. And anywhere else that would consider hiring me, I'll burn that bridge too. If you want to hire me, send me a letter at livefromthedutchhall@gmail.com, and I will fuck up my employment offer on next week's show to make sure I can't work for you either. So so we should get to feedback. Bruce, I was really thinking about Bruce because he not only gave us a first Christmas gift of the season, he also was in communication with me. We were like back and forth. He's the first one that's going out. He's almost filling out a bingo card of Live from the Dutch Hall celebrities.
Oh.
And he's going out and making sure he can make contact with them. Like he's sent me a picture of him and the cheese lady.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he sent me a picture of him and Shane Bergman.
Oh, really?
CFL two-time champion.
Shout out, boy, Bergman.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Like this guy's going out, and there's the super fans, the guests, of Live from the Dutch Hall who are finding each other and having these experiences. The common experience is Live from the Dutch Hall. Can you believe that?
That's unbelievable. We got a little community.
And we've got a community of people.
The disciples.
Yeah. You know what? I noticed a little bit of change in the tone. I got a phone message from Good Time Jane.
Oh.
Yeah, she's my insurance lady. And Good Time Jane, when she was telling me about the deal she can get me on insurance, there was a little bit more of a flutter in her voice, I heard.
Ooh.
I heard a little bit of joy. I heard a little bit of like familiarity, like we're old friends now. Where before we were just business relationship, but now Live from the Dutch Hall has made me and Good Time Jane. We're gonna have a good time together.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna party for probably about 10 years. That's about it. Then I'm leaving, Jane. I'm leaving.
Is this Jane from VLG?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I know who Jane is.
That's Good Time Jane.
Good Time Jane. She's a great lady. One of the great supporters of our show and one of my favorites altogether.
My wife worked with her.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And she liked her?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, because she's good people.
She's a good time.
And that's the people that listen to our show. Honestly, how many people we met in the 5 years since we've been on Live from the Dutch Hall? Like a ton, right? We met people that we'd only meet because of this show. And most of them have been really cool, right? Only the odd one's been a real dipshit.
Yeah.
Right?
Majority really good.
Majority have been like awesome. Like we've had
98%, I would say.
And we're really still friends with them. And from all over the place, So I mean, there's
Yeah, that alone is like so cool about this is you just meet so many different people you never would have probably met if you're just not doing this.
yeah, and then when you don't have to like say, hey, I'm Mike Bowe, and then for some of these people, you don't say, hey, I'm Mike Bowe, and then this is what I'm about, and you have to introduce yourself. They already know you.
Yeah, it's nice when they kind of know.
And then you can start from that point because they already kind of know what you're all about because they've listened to the show.
Yeah, they know your program.
Yeah.
It's funny. I don't get it as much, but I mean, you've talked about it before. Like, people have a picture of what you are or what you look like or what the picture in their head, and it's not always the same, right? Like,
Yeah. I had a girl that met me for the first time. We're talking, and then she recognized my voice, and she goes, what's your name? And then I told her, and she goes, are you the Dutch Hall guy?
That's pretty cool.
And then I go, yeah. And then she was like, I didn't picture this at all.
Right.
She's like showing.
fucks them right up.
Yeah, she was like pointing at my face. She's like, I didn't picture this at all. I'm really
Like in a good
weirded.
way?
No, she goes, I'm really weirded out by this whole thing. I just don't even want to talk to you.
Oh,
Like,
shit.
Wow.
I
She-
imagine something different.
She left me. I'll tell you who it is after the show.
Okay.
But like, it was a nice thing. She's a nice girl, but she just like had a different vision in her head, and it wasn't this.
No, it was not that. It wasn't this.
Yeah, it wasn't whatever
Not so
I
much
got
here
going
or
on.
here, but right in here.
Yeah,
You
She
must
might
have a
have-
voice of a 20-year-old altar boy then.
maybe
Yeah.
maybe more handsome voice
Yeah.
vocally.
But I think that's the cool thing about the podcast is like people kind of paint their own picture, right?
Yeah. We are still an audio podcast first and foremost, like of all our YouTube efforts or whatever. But like our listeners come from the audio form. People driving to work, people like doing other things and listening to us, and that's our main audience. And they're the ones that grew us to where we are today, and they're the ones that keep great sponsors like Clean Flow and Norpac,
The beef people.
and Yarmy Electric.
Go fuck yourself.
At one point in time, VG Packers, shout out to VG Packers.
VG,
They're great,
what up,
great
VG?
supporters of us in the
Boys.
past. And
You got two beef people. That's awesome.
Yeah, we've got great, and they're all good people. Like they're all like fantastic supporters of the show. The Cheese Lady, let's check on the Cheese Lady.
We're checking on the cheese lady, checking on the cheese lady. She's always on the run. Checking on the cheese lady, checking on the cheese lady. She's always having fun. Checking on the cheese lady, checking on the cheese lady. She's always on the run. Checking on the cheese lady, checking on the cheese lady. Eating cheese is fun. Eating cheese is fun. It's a real delight.
Yeah, it's funny
tastes
you
good.
say that because this week she says hashtag listening in Delhi, hashtag take me to the church, hashtag Delhi pride, hashtag eating cheese is fun. Yeah. So she started off with that. Then, who am I talking about? That's Teresa, the second mouse in Delhi. She's a great supporter of the show. She's been giving us feedback each and every week. And this week she says to her, whenever you guys want cheese at your show, I'm your gal.
Oh, perfect.
Well, I'm going to tell you, Teresa, we don't like to be beggars here. We have today Wes's fiance. Hey, you getting used to that sound of that, Wes? Fiance? Sounds like a lot like finance, doesn't it? Sounds a lot like finance. But anyways, Wes, we got some nice treats tonight from Wes. Some of them is what he got a gift for his work efforts from his employer. He decided to like give them to us because of his love for us.
His loyalty.
Either
Loyalty
that or
and love.
Either that or the 10 packs of Tic Tacs are that we got bad breath.
Either way, it's good to go.
Either way,
Either way, it's good to go. And we also started a pool that we will let you guys in on at the end of the show. So at the very end of the show, we're going to end with the pool results.
Oh,
Okay?
it's a sleeper.
It's a sleeper. We worked it all out beforehand. She also sent me a second one. She goes, need a date for your opening celebration, and I'll zip a cheese tray over. Welcome to Delhi. Hashtag Cheese Lady. Yes. Cheese Lady, you are the best. We love you. We love your shop. We love your cheese. But I'm going to tell you something. What we did here was bad planning. What we said was we wanted this to be our very last show in life in the Dutch Hall this week. You know, which is why Charles prioritized it because he had to go to his kid's Christmas concert. Guess who else had to do that tonight? Me.
Yeah.
And guess who's here? Me. Because I can do both because I'm fucking awesome.
Multitasking.
A Charters master of industry decides he's going to fuck it all up. Oh, potential last show in the Dutch Hall, not important to Charters, you know? 'Cause
Family first.
Family first, work, then Dutch
maybe
Hall.
Dutch Hall.
Right? You know where Dutch Hall is for me, Michael? First and foremost, fuck my kids, fuck my wife, fuck my family, religion, everything else. Dutch Hall first, motherfucker.
He literally just said that in front of his wife. Too. That takes some fucking balls.
He is serious.
Somebody panned to Jane because she's smiling too. It's really funny.
If I was serious, I couldn't say it in front of my wife. The only reason I can say it in front of her is because it's obviously ridiculous, you know? I don't give a shit about any of you guys.
Fair enough.
Is that what you want?
Fair enough.
No, I'm just kidding. I don't know what to say
We're
anymore.
just bystanders.
So, what was I saying before that?
You're just shitting on your family.
Oh, Charters. Yeah, Charters. Charters puts his,
And how Charters
puts
not.
his family above the Dutch Hall, which is shitty, right, Beef?
I support you, Pete. I support you, Pete.
So, anyways, we're talking about we're in Cheese Lady land. Okay, yeah, Cheese Lady. We said if you give us a cheese tray for like let's say
Next week?
our season premiere, season 6 premiere, which is next week on Live from the Dutch Hall, that would help make this a over the top celebration.
Really, like, set another level.
Yeah, because we're going to do season 6 up right. We're still starting in the Dutch Hall because the church isn't ready yet. But we're going to be making this great, you know?
Nice
And
cheese
then,
and cracker.
you know, the next week, that's Christmas. Why not a Christmas present?
Oh,
right?
baby. A real
Okay.
treat.
Okay? And then maybe by sometime in January, we open up in the church because what we've had to do is shift our priorities a little bit to people that want to pay us to do services for them. Because those people we like more than anyone.
Amen is good.
Yeah. Because we're helping them, they're helping us, and we're both happy. And also, we get to keep the church. 'Cause it's really fun to have that church.
So you want a cheese tray to just knock it all out of the park?
What I'm
A
saying
nice-
is,
a nice
there's
Three.
if we were to say
Three,
like,
yeah,
if we were to
three,
say next week is
Yeah.
next week is our like home or like our
Home opener.
home opener at the church, so everyone's gonna give us like a what do you call it, a homecoming or no, a housewarming gift.
There you
Yeah.
go.
They're gonna give us a
Welcome.
housewarming gift, and they're gonna give us a Christmas gift, and they're gonna give us an anniversary gift.
There you go.
Well, they're all on the same fucking day. That's 3 gifts. They'll give us 1 gift. They only give us 1 gift for 3 fucking occasions.
So what you're specifying is we want 3 gifts.
Let's spread this shit out.
Yeah.
3 gifts, 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's make people give us excuses to give us gifts for Christmas,
I want cheese from
for
all around the world.
our 5th anniversary,
Yep.
for our
Home opener.
home opener, like for a house one. Like these are all excuses to get free shit and trays of cheese.
There's New Year's
So,
in there too.
Teresa, I don't know
Oh,
if
yeah, New Year's.
Oh,
is
New
full.
Year's is in
Good
there.
point, Bernie.
You
Hey.
just made it 4.
Another
Oh, shit.
year, another
cheese tray.
Why not make it 4?
Yeah.
You know,
Fresh
because
New Year.
because of all of our good work on civil rights, I think we should go Martin Luther King Day in there
Ah,
because of
Mid-January,
what we've
nice.
done for the African American population. in the United States.
You know what they like? Cheese.
They like cheese. So Teresa, if you're not hearing what I'm throwing out at you, is give us cheese. Okay, make up a reason. Give us cheese.
Jesus is the reason.
But but if that's not good enough for you, how about this? Let's chat. We'll put together a deal, and it will involve cheese.
We're not worried about like 4 straight cheese platters and what it's going to do to us.
But it's been so long, and I love the cheese. I've been sending so many people there. I really have. Anyone that wants to go to some other cheese shop, I'm like, what about Second Mouse? You been there? Then you're a piece of shit if you haven't been
I
there.
really like the graffiti they got on the
You
side.
gotta really
side
hammer
of the
them with their
building.
like insults after they say they haven't been there.
Or real low life.
That's the strategy I've been using. I'll be like, hey, you ever been the second most in Delhi? And they're like, no. You cunt. You motherfucker. You piece of shit, low life asshole. What are you going to? Dover?
Dover cheese shop. Way to go.
Exactly. You want to go have a little tobacco smoke and that cheese, man. Now you go to Delhi for that. It's just because it's the old Knights of Columbus where they used to let you smoke. And we have Van Day Christmas.
Exactly.
When I had babies and we brought a Van Day Christmas in that same building where the second mouse was, my kids came home just smelling like a cigarette.
Of course they did. Not like Uncle Ed.
I didn't dare ask them not to smoke a Van Day Christmas because that would be like
That's bullshit.
taking away their. Hey, you were just a piece of garbage to even suggest that, eh?
Yeah, head for the hills. Are you even in our family?
My babies came home nicotine stained and smelly.
And they loved it.
Yeah, and I'm like, that'll make you a better person.
This fucking hall was built on cigarettes.
Yeah. Teresa, thank you very much. And honestly, next week with the season premiere for season 6, please one cheese tray. You don't have to give me a Christmas gift though. But if you did, like Bruce Feltry did, you would become the listener of the week. Bruce,
He's the listener of the week. This is his week. Bruce, it's your week.
Bruce, it's your week.
It's your week, Bruce.
So we got a little piece of feedback also. I before we get into our last piece, we got something from one of our super fans. She goes, "Congrats on 5 years. Wishing you at least 5 years more. LOL. Thanks for being on my route to work entertainment for the last number of Fridays. Looking forward to a bunch more from one of your super fans."
Awesome.
You know, Jill Dyke.
Ah, Jill.
Hey, you know Jill Dyke? If you don't know Jill Dyke, you're not a true fan of the show. You
Nope.
can go fuck yourself.
Yeah, super fan for sure.
A super fan would know who Jill Dyke is.
Jill Dyke's been in a super fan contest.
Yeah, she beat Manny Fajo's ass.
Fucking
She
right.
made Manny Fajo look like a piece of garbage.
Some sort of
She's
loser.
like, hey, Manny, hey, you used to think you were a real part of the show because you got naked and made great stories and made us have a great time. Hey?
Thanks
But
for that, Manny.
You're nothing compared to this person that's going to, like, fucking school you. She's been with us since the very beginning.
Yep.
She even liked the episode that Dave did. All right, that's it for feedback, except for one dude. He's been with us since the very beginning of our show. He's our good buddy, the Haitian Dwarf.
It's almost the same.
What is this one?
1, 2, 3. Hi ho, it's off to bed we go.
It's the last of 5. Let's all must die.
Hi ho. We're going faster.
Yeah, that was
Repeat
my
what you
fast
said
for
there.
me. It's the last of 5.
what I was
Let's
thinking
all
of.
must die.
We tied it in with the cheese lady.
Sure did.
It almost.
Yeah, they're coming together. They're kind of the same. Cheese.
You know what the
If we can
problem
get
is?
the
The guy
cheese-
that writes the fucking music for the show doesn't know any different chords.
Yeah, it's the same 3. That's what I'm thinking about the Dutch Hall song that we want to write. It's got to be those same things.
Well, it's gonna be tied in.
It's got us. I mean, it would seem silly if it wasn't those same 3 chords that Dave goes to every time. You know what, Charters? You were the man that used to write the music for this.
Oh, here we go.
Uh-oh.
Here we go. Here we go.
The man that used to write. Hey, Paul, do they still is weed legal in Canada?
Yep.
You mind do me a favor?
Remember when we tried that?
Yeah, remember that made the show better, and I'm thinking we're gonna end weak, so I want to end strong. So I'm gonna use some of that legal weed, see if it works out for like the show.
Fair.
That was a real big one.
Creativity.
A lot of people spread that around that show. Weed makes me a wizard, because they were saying like, listen to this show. These guys smoke weed and they got funnier.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. You know what show we didn't get funnier? Or the one that Joe and them came.
They
That
were
was-
not on the weed.
Yeah, we had a good show, and then everyone says your show turned into shit.
Yeah.
And they were adamant about it, saying don't ever
Don't
do
have
that
Joe
again.
on ever again.
There's
Yeah.
a level of frustration in that episode.
Yeah, with everyone, with the
Yeah.
listeners, really were vocal about it. They were
Really?
like, "Stop doing it." And then another another thing I want to mention is that we have a good fan of the show, Kevin Van Dungen. He went to grade school with me. Kevin Van Dungen's a good fan of talk radio. And he loves our program, and he often gives us feedback. And we rarely talk about Kevin, but I'll tell you, one of his favorite segments of our show is when we flip the calendar, Sports Illustrated calendar, and last week was December's first.
What do we got over there, Steven?
Oh man.
Her name is Hannah Ferguson. She's the December Sports Illustrated swimsuit girl. Steven, why don't you start with a little critique of Hannah? This is what Kevin likes.
All right. She's a gorgeous woman. She's looking at the water.
I think she's looking at you, Steve.
It maybe. I didn't want to say it out loud. She's staring into your
Do
soul.
you enjoy the looks of her, Steve?
I do.
And,
there's nothing displeasing about staring at
Get
this
real in
calendar.
depth with the description here.
If you could be critical, if at all, like if you could find anything to be critical about Hannah Ferguson, what would you critique about Hannah? What could she improve?
Yeah, what hits you in the face when you look? The only thing I would improve on this picture would be the bathing suit.
You don't like the side boob?
You want it gone?
I want it gone.
There you go. Good answer.
Oh.
You know,
Good answer, Steve.
Steve, you answered all those questions. I can't find any fault in any of those answers because this Hannah Ferguson, I'll tell you, Sports Illustrated, bravo.
Yeah, well done.
Bravo.
Nice
You
work.
ended your year on a high note. This Hannah Ferguson's nailing it. That juicy ass of hers is like,
It's-
I just want to bury my nose in the middle of it.
It's like the fold of the
Sorry, Mom,
of the
if you're
calendar
listening.
is like pushing her ass up to make it even more tight.
I don't know what it is. I went on Google Images of Hannah Ferguson
You went in depth. You went
and
more in
tried to
depth.
see if there's more pictures of her, and there were. And you can,
Plenty.
and my goodness, I can't find a bad one of her. This girl here makes me want to like milk stuff out of my stuff. You know what I mean?
Put your thick in some sort of warm.
I want to put my thick in her warm. I want to put my thick in her warm. I've been critical of most months of these girls because I don't appreciate models. I don't like models.
Yeah, but is there one you wouldn't put your thick in her warm?
Oh yeah, a lot of them. A lot of those months I would
So
say
this is-
like,
this is-
you're
this
too
is the
bony, you're too tall, you're too like masculine. I'll find a fault in a lot of these girls. This girl looks like she's my size, petite. I like her to look feminine. She's got a juicy ass, not one of those flat, bony asses with something
Something you can hold on to.
hips coming out the side there, where it's not like
She looks like
that's
she's got
too
a,
skinny.
she's got a nice hourglass figure.
And then like her face is obviously beautiful. Her eyes are alluring. She looks like she's clean. She might take a shower every other day or so.
She's on the
Maybe
beach.
every day.
She's
Maybe
on the
even
be-
every day. Clean ass bitch.
She's on the beach in sand and she's clean.
What?
She's on the beach, buried in sand, and she's a clean woman.
Anyways, Kevin, I'm
Kevin,
sorry.
enjoy that.
I got distracted by Hannah Lawrence this month. I hope this is what you're looking for. And Haitian Dwarf, you gave us. Haitian Dwarf gives us feedback on iTunes, and this week he gave us 5 stars.
That's 5.
And he says he entitles this week's feedback Nashville. He goes, Nashville, Canadian rednecks feeling at home in Tennessee. Didn't see that coming.
Good call. Good call, HG.
Good call, HD. And there's something to be said about that. We went to Bristol, Tennessee. That's in Tennessee.
Fit right in.
Hey, did we not fit right in?
Like a glove. Like like Crocodile Dundee in the Down Under.
We've been in Nashville twice, Michael. Did we feel out of place either time?
Oh, I felt even more in place this time.
My wife lived in Memphis, Tennessee
Oh, yeah,
for
Memphis.
4 months.
Was she walking in Memphis?
She did walk in Memphis quite often, but I would also go down there quite often to visit her. And you know what? Did I feel out of place down there? No.
No.
What I did was I rocked the old city bus with the black people, and they told me, "Get off, or you're gonna get killed." and I didn't care at all because I was a dumb Canadian that didn't understand racism in the States. That's why. Yeah, I fit in perfectly. And same goes with the Tennessee. When you were in Nashville, did you notice racism?
Not one bit.
Not one bit, right? Because you don't feel it in yourself, so you
At
don't
all.
see it.
We went to like a full black blues bar. It was my favorite fucking bar of the whole town.
I danced with a girl from Montgomery, Alabama that was dressed all in white with a shaved head.
Of course you did.
With a table of other women also with shaved
All
heads,
in white
all
as
dressed in
well.
white.
I danced with a woman from Mississippi.
For at least an hour.
Yeah, that bar was the best.
Yeah.
Loved it. You know what? There was no sexual tension between us, even though my penis was deeply in her vagina.
I thought you were going to say deeply in your belly button strap in your underpants.
No. I let it out that night.
Bring it back.
Mike, it's your stag.
Oh, we were all classy guys.
We're celebrating.
You weren't tucking it up in.
No, I unzipped my zipper. I let it out. I let it out for a dance. I'm dancing. I ask her,
Flung
would
it
you like to
around.
go for a dance? She says yes. Right away, I unzip my zipper. I unleash my cog. And then we go dancing for at least 3 hours.
Good enough.
Yeah, no big deal.
That's what it's all about.
57-year-old girl from Montgomery, Alabama. The shaved head.
Good dancer.
Yeah. Table of people cheering us on. Whatever cult you're in, you approve of this. And I like that. I might want to join your cult.
We're here for the music.
Oh, that girl was good. She looked like Tina Turner or whatever. You remember that night?
Yeah.
Where the girl looked like Tina Turner.
Oh, the
was like,
singer? Yeah, she was
like
awesome.
70, big,
Yeah.
bushy, like red afro or whatever.
That
And
was
then
awesome.
Spider-Man or Superman
Superman,
came.
with the
Superman
T.
came out. Yeah, with the T. Dual cape.
2 capes.
2 cape
And he was-
Superman.
and
He
he
takes
was-
off a cape,
he-
another cape underneath of that cape.
He was the most shifty guy I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, he was a real skinny.
One side of the stand.
He got way better dance moves than I do, though.
He does.
Yeah.
Than me, anyway.
Sings like an angel.
That's the thing. Don't you think that's entertainment, though?
It was
It was
the best.
awesome. It was awesome.
Like, this is, if you plan a show, for example, you plan a show, you want everything to go well for the show. You want people to show up. You want to entertain those people. You want it to go well. And all of a sudden, Kanye West comes out and fucks it all up or whatever he does by taking a shit on a flag or something. Right? Isn't that a better show that he fucked it up?
Something to talk
More
about.
talk.
that's
More
for
talked
sure.
about. Yeah.
Yeah, isn't it? It's like better that whatever plan you had got totally ruined. That story's better. Like if it went according to plan, you'd never tell a story again.
No.
Everything went off
It's
without
boring.
a hitch.
Yeah, it's boring.
Everyone's like, "Oh, great story. You're better than me." Like, fuck you.
Yeah. And
But if everything goes wrong and your life is garbage, you got this great story, you know, because you fucked up.
the story continues. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a more entertaining story for everybody because no one feels like it's an attack on them, right? That's why I'm gonna fuck up my whole life on purpose. Don't tell my wife. Don't tell my wife. For the stories.
And then
I'm
we're
doing
gonna-
it for the story.
And then in 20 years we'll do a documentary on you.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then
Not
and-
20 though,
and
10.
10. Okay, 10.
Be realistic. I don't know if I got 20 in me.
Okay. Well, so 10, and then you'll be a. It'll make it so much better,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, because I fucked up.
Right. Well, we
If
don't.
you fuck up, you got a more interesting.
We don't want to
interesting
hear
story.
about you getting groceries every day. We want to hear about all the fucking crazy times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's say like a guy never takes a risk in his whole life. He never tries anything, and then he never has to say he was a failure.
Mm-hmm.
But like he's got no good stories either.
The only way to have good stories is to have bad stories along with it, right?
Yeah, you gotta fuck up.
Yeah, you gotta fuck
like
up.
fail. The failure stories are always the more interesting ones.
Yeah.
Where you like do something embarrassing, it's hard to pull off a story where you come across like the hero of it. You know, usually it's got to be like if me and Mike went out to a bar and me and Mike both try to hit on girls to get them to have sexual relations with them. You know, that's our goal. And then Mike gets sexual relations with his girl. And my girl says that I'm gross to her and she wants to vomit in her mouth.
Sounds pretty accurate.
Whose story is better, you know? Mine is better.
Yeah,
it's
it's true.
hilarious, right? To hear that girl insult me to my face and tell me how
No, but
gross I
the
am.
key is though is
Depends who you are.
to embrace it though.
What?
If you embrace it, it makes it that much funnier.
No, but I'm talking like like if you're objective, you have no vested interest in the story.
No. Yeah.
You don't know me or Mike. You're like a third party that's just looking at me and Mike. Me and Mike both try to bang girls. Mike bangs a girl, and she thinks Mike's really charming and funny. And the other girl that I try to bang tells me I'm gross, and she actually vomits thinking of the
Right.
idea of fucking me.
Right.
Right? Whose story's better? Mine story's
Yours.
better.
Your story's better. What I'm
Right.
saying though is what helps too is to embrace it. Like if
Yeah.
you fucked up, if you embrace it.
But it's not even about embracing it because my story is legit better.
Right.
Like
No,
no one
that's
can
true,
argue
yeah.
it. Eh?
No,
Like
that's true.
whose story's better? No one can say Mike's story's better that he got laid.
No, that's
Like
true.
he can describe how delicious her pussy was, how he's never had a pussy that smooth and wet and all that stuff. And then and I would be like, that sounds awesome, Mike. You had a great night. But she
Although
puked.
fictitious, but yeah.
She puked as soon as I mentioned fucking her. Like it was so gross to her. She said that'd be like fucking like an old, almost like dead man. You know, like you were gross to me. I can't even imagine that you had the balls to say that to me. Right? That humiliation that I experienced is hilarious. Right? Isn't it?
Yeah.
Although
If you heard me
yeah.
tell that story, Michael, you would be like, "That's fucking hilarious," right?
Yeah, that's what I thinking about our Nashville trip. Like if we wouldn't have pushed the limits and maybe got told we can't do things, then it wouldn't have been any fun.
No, that's the
If we would have just had nothing, then it wouldn't have been any fun. You got to always kind of
I
push it
actually-
beyond what you.
What made our
Yeah.
trip even better was the quiet nothing times were still fucking funny.
Yeah,
we're
it
still
was-
laughing.
well. You're gonna marry a girl you love.
Yep, I sure am.
Beaver's married to a girl that's gonna have his like child that he loves like to death. Right?
Fucking A.
Right.
I'm married to the love of my life. You know, we're all in Nashville. What's more fun than like telling a girl, hitting on a girl in such an inappropriate way that she's obviously gonna turn you down,
Yeah.
right? And if
Right.
she doesn't, she's a fucking freak, you know. Like, and then you have to run from her, you know. But you obviously go over the top. You're gonna get turned down, and then the humiliation of the turn down when you don't really even want to get laid is hilarious. You know, that is funny to find out how gross a woman feels you are. Don't you think? I like it. I mean, I'm not like I don't like it because it makes me feel bad about being old and stuff. But it's like, but it still makes me like laugh that they were honest with me. You know,
Right.
they would tell me the truth, and that's really how they feel. Those broads from Virginia Beach, the day that me and
That you and
Char,
Dave were talking to.
that
Yeah.
me and Charters met, like
We
spent the
missed,
day with
yeah,
them.
we missed this scenario.
We
Yeah.
basically dated them for an entire day, and then it was the most fun ever. It really was because they were so honest. They would tell us the exact truth because they realized me and Charles don't want to fuck them at all, and then it would just become like they were like us. They would like rib each other, like we bust each
Yeah,
other's
you
balls.
broke down the barriers of like the bullshit, so you could just be real.
Yeah, just have a good time.
Right.
And then it wasn't about like any of that dirty like you know you go to a club and some.
It was
fucking-
wholesome fun. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it was just super fun.
Yeah.
It wasn't about anything else. And I wish I could have read their feedback. But if you want to give us feedback in the future, go to livefromthedutchhall@gmail.com or Instagram or Twitter or whatever you want to do. Smoke Signal, LinkedIn, Quora, which still exists, I believe.
Does it?
That's a good question.
Yeah. And then
That's questionable.
that's it. We're at 119 of the show. Was there anything we wanted to announce?
Yeah,
I'm
you-
gonna
I
be
think
at-
there is something
You
at the
had
end.
something you wanted to talk about, yeah.
Oh, yes. We have to.
A bit of
our
a
pool.
pool
Yes,
of some
splash.
sort.
Our pool is completed. Jamie Barham, you've been here the entire show.
Let's have a
It's-
chat
It's
with
your
you, buddy.
time to shine. It's your time to shine, Jamie. At the beginning of the show, we did what was called a pool. Wes brought a tray of chocolates
Some
that sat in front of Paul.
Ferrero Rocher.
We put them right in front of Paul. There was 21. At the count when I did the pool, there was 21 of those chocolates.
21
We did a
chocolates.
pool that included everyone in this room as well as my wife and daughter in the house. And we all guessed how many of those chocolates would be left at the end of the program. Palcha, Barham has been keeping a tabs on how many you
Barney
used.
had two.
Yeah, Barney had two, but he
I
said,
had three.
what?
That's it?
That's it.
I know.
Seriously.
What is it, really 3?
How many's left?
That's all he had. There's 5 holes. I had 2. Paul only had 3.
Hey, they had a bag of nuts and bolts in front of them.
That was at the
found a
end.
bag of nuts.
Do I get the over?
21.
I gotta tell you who the winner is.
16.
Would you like to know who the winner is?
16 wins.
No, I got a better winner. I know who the winner is. You can't tell me who the winner is. I got the fucking sheet, dude.
3 plus 2
No.
minus 21.
I'll tell you who the loser is. Me. I guessed that there would be 0 left. And
Like
you
you're
would
just gonna eat 21.
you would eat 21 of those chocolates. That's what I guessed.
21 of 21.
Yeah, I was the loser. I did not win. And then the winner is Kev, the French tickler Boulanger. He said you would eat 2. He said there would be 19 left at the end of it all. 2, and when he said that, I said, "Are you sure?
You know what that is?
Would you like to rethink your thing because everybody else?"
Is what that is.
Mike said there'd only be. Mike said you would eat 11.
I said 10.
And there'd be 10 left. Wes said you would eat 19, and that 3 would be left. Well, Steve said you eat 16, and only 6 would be left. Maya and Barney, my daughter Maya and Jamie Barham they said you would eat 13. And Beaver said you'd eat 7. Jane said you'd eat 10. And the true answer is 3. Wow. Closest one, Kev Boulanger. Kev, get anything you want out of the merch cabinet for tonight.
All right.
I think you'll find stuff that you can get out of a case of 28 Bud Lights or anything from the Clean Flow cabinet.
Yeah, I'm more of a sugar
That's yours
sweet.
tonight.
Fuck the chocolate.
Now we know.
Well, we know now.
He had a bag of nuts and bolts in front of him. I pulled it away, tried to get him to eat more Ferrero Rochers. But
You're hedging your bet.
He asked for it back. He asked for it back. I was like, "Fuck." All right, I guess he's not going chocolate.
Well, thank you everyone that's listened to our program over the last 5 years. We have enjoyed doing this every Thursday. We're going to keep doing it because it's so much fun. And if you'd like to tell a friend, give us some feedback at LFTDH@gmail.com. Otherwise, we will see you next Thursday for the season premiere. Cheers, everybody. Thanks a lot for 5 years.
We did it. 5.
Wes had a mic, and we didn't even talk to Wes. The missed opportunity.
We got to hear about Wes's engagement.
Yeah, and his sister had a baby today.
Whoa, what?
I know. I sent her a message. And Lee. Oh, we didn't say congratulations to Lee and Sarah, who are like our super fans.
Congrats, Lee and Sarah.
And if Lee and Sarah listen at the end,
congrats.
Then
That's awesome.
It's all. Dang it! Those guys are great. Congratulations! And Wes is an uncle.
Yesterday? Cool.
Yesterday. Awesome.
What's the baby's name? Everly. Oh, nice.
Boy or girl? What? Oh yeah, girl.
Baby
sure?
girl.
That's awesome.
Do you find it weird when people congratulate you when you're an uncle?
A little bit.
Yeah, I had that with my sister too. I'm like, I didn't do anything.
No, but somebody else did.
Absolutely.
And it was dirty.
Yeah,
right
it was
in her
Dougie.
vagina.
You got right into it.
Like, I don't like any of
Brick
my
job.
first 2 kids, so why would I like this one? Congratulate me.
Why are you congratulating me?
It's like a congratulations to the family, you know?
Oh yeah, I know. But congratulate Doug.
Yeah.